Hello, owls and ravens. Welcome to the Gentle Flow of Madness, and thank you for tuning in to my little ASMR vlog where you get to hear this nerd talk about conspiracy theories and simulations. Now, in all honesty, we're talking about relaxing games today. On my last video, I was talking about my return to Animal Crossing and how much I really enjoy the little handheld camera feature. And with that being said, like the conspiracy theorists of the world have theorized, I started getting notifications and ads to things similar to Animal Crossing. Am I mad about this? No, because I ran into something quite wonderful. I was in the middle of YouTube watching a video of this amazing storyteller scientist who's just breaking down anime and creativity within anime when the ad appears. This ad is an ad for a game called Puff Pal Sky Islands. At first it looked like a Animal Crossing kind of ripoff, but I decided to watch the trailer anyways, and I was pleasantly surprised to find that I actually might be more interested in this game than I am in Animal Crossing. Now, before I really start diving out on what happens next, let me put a small little disclaimer. This is my opinion. There is no objectivity here. This is completely biased based on my perspective and my enjoyments. Therefore, this is not an essay of what is right, what is wrong, or is it creative criticism on how the game mechanics or what it looks like, or even a proper review. This is just what I enjoy, what I want, what I think it's really cool about this series. Now, with that being said, as this ad kind of, came up, I watched through it. And there are a lot of interesting things that I was just like, whoa, that's so cool. Right? First off, the first thing that I saw that just was absolutely phenomenal was just the multitude of just plant life in the game. Yes, I'm talking about plant life. And you're probably thinking, if you like plant life so much, why don't you play Stardew Valley? Well, Stardew Valley is cool, and so is Harvest Moon. It really didn't fit that kind of aesthetic I was looking for like Animal Crossing did, therefore they, again, ranked below Animal Crossing. Now here, the farm setup was very much aesthetically pleasing, the plant life was very beautiful, and they had a number of different types of biomes that I thought were very interesting. The commercial itself seems to show itself as both an aesthetic game for decoration, customization, and creating aesthetics that you enjoy, which is a lot like Animal Crossing. And you can easily compare it to Animal Crossing when it comes to designing your own house, designing your own character, finding cool clothes, getting those perfect aesthetics, and that's honestly pretty cool. It gives Animal Crossing some competition, and while Animal Crossing was already always doing its best to kind of push forward and make a better game, this might push it to even evolve further. Because, everyone needs a good rival to meet their pinnacle, to be the best that they can be. And without a good rival, you end up just kind of doing well, I guess, but you don't do extraordinary. Or maybe you do. I don't actually know how the rival system works in real life. I don't have a rival. Maybe if I did have a rival, my channel would grow tremendously at an accelerated rate. We should talk about that one day and experiment with it. Anyways, let's talk more about Animal Crossing's new upcoming rival with the customizations, right? So I'm super excited about that. I see a lot of cool things, a lot of aesthetics that I don't think I would be able to get in Animal Crossing. Though, once again, Animal Crossing does have its little hey, you can color this, you can draw this, you can make some of your own stuff. And I think for this game to actually compete with Animal Crossing in this front, it's gonna need to have something similar or the exact same mechanic. Oh, wait, I just realized I should have said that in a different order. I should have said it should have the same mechanic or something similar. Either way, it's gonna need something that allows player input to create what they want to create on a more finely detailed thing, even if it's not at the level of Animal Crossing, or it needs to be better. So that's one way it needs to compete. Now, something that makes this game a little bit more interesting than Animal Crossing, in my opinion, is the fact that on the trailer, there seems to be a very, and I do mean very big focus on exploration, and I think that's pretty cool. I very much like RPGs and open world games because of the exploration, because of things you can find in this corner. If I look over here, I find this interesting thing. And again, Animal Crossing is one of those games that I enjoy just walking around and finding interesting things. Tracking down bugs, catching fish, doing whatever interesting thing kind of comes up. And having that good old, wonderful, fantastic time just exploring. But Puff Pals definitely seems to have a larger focus on that exploration, has more for you to explore, more for you to find, more for you to do through your exploration, and I think that's a pretty fantastic thing, and that's going to make it a very strong rival against Animal Crossing simply because of this exploration. Like, the focus on exploration is phenomenal. They have some very beautiful biomes, at least that's what they're called. When I went onto the Kickstarter, right? And they are absolutely extraordinarily gorgeous and look like they come directly from a fantasy world within a art style that's like a more pastel version of Animal Crossing, and I thought that was very much pretty and beautiful, and this really seems to kind of give Puff Pal a edge against the Animal Crossing. Then again, the game is not out, so I don't know if it's really going to be an edge or is it going to be a detriment to the game. And once more, this is not any kind of professional point of view. This is not an objective point of view. This is just my perspective and my desires and my wants and my own experiences of what I enjoy and what I don't. So it could go any way, and I'm super excited to see where that goes. Like, the game looks wonderful. As I was watching this video, I kept on playing back and like stopping to actually admire the scenes, and it gave me the sense of wonderment and enchantment that you get when you're a little kid and you go to like a fair for the first time or an amusement park. It was absolutely stunning, absolutely fantastic, and I really am super excited about the exploration portion of this game. I am curious about the customization portion because as they were going through the different characters you can make, showing different kind of character skins, different kind of character looks, I saw a lot of character looks that I haven't seen in any of the Animal Crossing games, which makes me really excited. And I know that we're currently in a thing that's kind of politically correct, and political correctness has become something kind of big within the United States, at least. There were a lot of choices that let you kind of portray whatever ethnicity you are and become like really kind of fit your own culture into the game, and I thought that was very interesting and should at least get a quick little, not cliff note, but be mentioned, like fully mentioned, fully pointed out that this game seems to allow you to have the ethnicity, the culture, the environment and aesthetic you really want. If you want to be punk, you can be punk. If you want to be urban, you can be urban. If you want to be country, cowboy, space, it looks like that might be possible too, whether it be fantasy or maybe post-apocalyptic. at least from what I was able to gather from the small amount of information that I was able to find on this game. This game is still on the Kickstarter stage, which is, at least when I'm talking about it right now, it's still in the Kickstarter stage. 51 hours to go till Kickstarter is over, so by the time I post this video, it might be already out, out of Kickstarter stage and in the process of being produced and produced or created. I don't know the correct word for it. I'm just pretty stoked about it, So, on the Kickstarter, it has reached most of its goals. A lot of its goals are like special unique biomes, multiplayer, stand where you can create your own shop, and a number of customization options that I thought were really cool. And I'm really happy that they reached all of these unlock points, because all of them sound really cool and amazing features that makes it a great competitor to Animal Crossing. And there is just one more feature it's about to unlock, which I truly believe that it's going to, which is this carnival amusement park kind of feature, with this whole kind of amusement park biome with lots of games that you can play with friends and like situations you can do. Now, speaking of friends, there's the NPCs in the game, which, from what I can tell on their Kickstarter and on their website, are supposed to be very dynamic characters. These characters all are unique to themselves and all have different ways you can befriend them, have different missions, different personality. And as I'm going through this, I think there might be some choice options, like maybe you'll have to choose choices to try to win them over. I have no idea, but one thing that made Animal Crossing really big was its social, like the social atmosphere of actually talking to the villagers, and this game seems to really want to challenge that with Animal Crossing and try to do better than Animal Crossing is doing at it. And I don't know if they're trying or not. It's just based on what they wrote down, what they're aiming for. I think they're trying to create characters that are more dynamic than the villagers in Animal Crossing. Now, whether or not these villagers, their neighbors, your neighbors, are actually cuter than the Animal Crossing villagers, I don't know. Puff Pals actually calls them neighbors, if you haven't figured that out yet. They're called neighbors, so it's neighbors versus villagers, and I genuinely don't know which one is cuter. Animal Crossing very much used this animal people kind of look, and it's really cute, it's really great. They have all sorts of styles and designs and clothing choice. And they'll take your gift, they'll get closer to you. The more you talk to them, the more they like you, all of that good stuff. And with this other game, Puff Pals, we don't really know what to expect yet. We don't have any real gameplay, we don't know what interactions with neighbors will be. All we know is that they are more animalistic, they're more like chibi-fied animals, very cutely drawn, and they have little ID cards with the cutest way of measuring height and weight. For example, there's one little ox thing, cow thing, that is 2.5 melons high and weighs a bag of rocks, while another little thing is about one pumpkin tall and weighs a bunch of balloons. And I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really cute. And I don't know, it kind of builds the world a little, creates an atmosphere, creates an aesthetic, and I appreciate that. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Puff Pal actually develops, how it actually comes out, and I'm so excited to see where it goes, and hoping that it can be a real competitor against Animal Crossing. Anyways, that's all I have to say for now. I hope you enjoyed yourself, and remember, this is just my opinions, my own thoughts, my own experience. I'm not speaking for anyone other than myself. If you agree with me, just leave a comment. If you don't, leave a comment. Tell me what you're thinking, tell me your thoughts on this. You know, we all have our different opinions, and this is not an objective video. This is an opinion-based video for conversation's sake. So let's have a conversation and leave a comment below. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed the video and you were able to find some chillness here. And remember, everyone, vibe with the chaos.